Alright, let's do a little bit of homework. So, if you click on, go to the homepage, which is the very first page that shows up, you can find these videos on the announcements. You might have to expand the announcements to see it. Failed to load announcements from the instructor. That's funny. There you go. So it'll show you the link to the videos that I'm uploading. Homework 13 is long past. Next is homework 14, and this is due Friday the 13th. Ooh, that's a weird day, is that right? Yep, Friday the 13th. Today's 11th, right before class. Alright, let's do some problems. This is homework 14, and we're going to do some problems. Okay, so it looks like we're evaluating. Number 1, it is f of 2. So instead of writing x, I'm going to write 2 in that place. So f of 2 equals 4 to the power of 2. Replace all the x's with a 2. And 4 squared is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Not too hard, hopefully. Let's go to the next style of problem. And anything to the power of 0, anything to the power of 0 is 1. The negative one, when you apply a negative one to a fraction, it just flips the fraction, and it would flip to 5 over 1, which is the same thing as 5. This is number 4. Do number 4 here. Number 4, f, and it says f of 2, so I'm going to write f of 2 equals 3 to the power of x. Well, instead of x, x is a 2, so 3 to the power of 2 plus 4. 3 squared is 9, and 9 plus 4 is 13. That's not too bad. This is a hard one. Number 5. Anytime x is negative 5, so plug in a negative 5. Ooh, look at that, double negative. We have a negative, so I have to write equals 3 to the power of negative x to the power of negative, and then when I plug in x, I'm going to plug in x in parentheses. X is negative 5. Ooh, I can imagine a lot of students missing this step right there because they're thinking to plug in negative 5 and they'll only write negative 5 there and not negative 5. And then plus 20 at the end. Now this is tricky because a negative 5 is a positive 5. 3 times 3, ooh, that's a lot of numbers. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, let me write this down. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. And 81 times 3 is 243. Whew. 243 plus 20. You should use a calculator to make sure you're right when you do this. And that's 263. 263. Number 6 is an exponential equation. Oops. I should just tap right there. Number 6. Now 6 is tricky because it's the basic exponential, basic exp function. You'll have a hk of 0, 0 always because there's no hk, 0, 0, which means the horizontal dotted line, the horizontal asymptote goes through 0, 0. The horizontal asymptote goes through 0, 0. So no asymptote, that's not it. The asymptote is right on the 0, 0, yes. That's a vertical asymptote, nope. And that one is good. It's going to be B, by the way. Now I'm going to t-table some points just to make sure. X, Y. We're going to do 0, -1, and 1. If I plug in -1, it's going to be 6. Plug in -1, we're going to get 6 to the power of -1, which is 1 over 6. Which is really low. Talking about that. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, 0, 1. 0, 1 is about right there. And 6 to the power of 1 equals 6, which is when it starts taking off, way up here. So it has to look like that. This right here is what it is, the only one that's close. This is if the base is 6 to the power of x, so the base is 6. C is when the base is a fraction 1 over 6. So if you ever have a fraction 1 over 6, it reverses direction. Instead of exponentially taking off, it'll be exponentially landing. I don't envision anybody having a hard time with multiple choice questions on this. Oh, wait, domain. Oh, the domain goes from negative infinity to positive infinity because the possible x values, or how far left it goes, is negative infinity. We're going to have to type in parentheses, negative, and then click on the infinity symbol, comma, and it goes all the way to the right, infinity, parentheses. The range is next. Now the range is special. Does it make it to, is it possible to have a y equals 0? Does it go down to 0? No, it does not, because the asymptote says it cannot touch 0. So we start with a parentheses at 0, which means it cannot be 0, but it goes as close to 0 as possible, and it goes up to positive infinity. So you have to click the infinity button, and there it is. Good job. Yeah, this is the one that's reversed. So just look for the one that's reversed, not taken off. It's exponentially landing, which is B. And it goes through, the asymptote goes through 0, 0. That's not too bad. What's this? What's the range of this? Well, it's 0 to infinity. Whoa, yeah. It's the reverser one, which is no exponentially landing. Get that one. Oh, this is the same question. No. Oh no. Did I mess up? Yep. The domain was infinity. Let's reset this one. I just have to get that one right. I can't believe I messed that one up. So this one is going to be landing. Infinity to infinity. And then 0 to infinity. So it doesn't take, if you miss anything, it doesn't take that long to redo it. Well, 11 to the power of blank equals 121. Well, that's clearly a 2. 3 to the power of what equals 1 over 81? Well, that is 3 to the power of -2. Oh no. Oh, it was -4. Dang it. 3 squared is 9. That would be 1 over 9. Alright, gotta go. My time's up. I wanted to do number 10. Let's do number 10, and then this will be the last problem. Number 10, the last problem. This is the proper way of doing these problems, is to change 81 into the base 3 to the power of 4. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. Or 9 times 9 is 81. And then we say, oh, 1-to-1 rule, the bases are the same. We could ignore the bases and just focus on the powers. 2x minus 5 equals 4. This is easy. Well, this is stuff we've already learned. Add 5 to both sides. 2x equals 9. Divide by the coefficient 2. X equals 9 over 2. Let's type that in. 9 over 2. And there we go. Alright, I'll end it here. We'll finish the rest later. 45 problems. It's going to be a long one.